Hello again, listeners of Vaesen Beneath the Masks. We are back with session, oh my god, 13. Is today going to be the unlucky session where we say goodbye to one of our characters? Time will tell. We thank once again Sharon, Blake, and Jim for joining us tonight. And let's kick off. Dr. Bennett, I was about to get you to do some rolling for me as you go exploring the palace of the Doge of Venice at San Marco Square. You are looking for something in particular. You've had a quick look at the public gallery and there's nothing that you can see, no portraits or paintings of the events that you're looking for that pertain to the legends of Fosco and his wife Elena or Tosca. So you're going to continue searching the palace?
Yeah, and if there's not like barriers, I'm gonna go for the look like you're meant to be there until someone points you out kind of thing. Uh,
Bold move.
you know.
Give me a manipulate.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna push it. Come on.
Oh, one success. Well done, sir. Well done. I'll let you pick whatever condition you want to apply to your character. And you are able to. You've hung around your dad long enough. You know how to walk the walk, talk the talk. You walk through those rooms exactly like you're meant to be there. You don't ask questions. You don't make eye contact. You look like you're a man with places to be and things to do. And woe betide anyone who steps in your way. And as a result, no one gets in your way. So you sweep through several chambers and rooms, and eventually you end up in the council grand chamber, which isn't in use at the moment. So you actually have the place to yourself. And the walls are covered in mostly oil paints, mostly portraitures, but some landscapes and scenes. So do you want to give me an observation roll, please?
Yes.
No successes. So you stand there and your eyes start scanning around the room and you're looking at these portraits and portraitures. Believe it or not, you do see a portrait of a woman, and it's kind of a little bit not symbolic, romanticized, if you will. And it kind of catches your eye because you see the word underneath, Tosca. And it's a woman with long brown hair, coiffed up neatly. She is wearing very old clothing. We're talking Dark Ages, 1379 era clothing. And you can see that she's got her hand up to the sky, fingers missing, blood running down her hand. And you could see the look of horror and loss, I guess, on her face, devastation. And she looks like a very, very unhappy lady with her situation.
Okay, I think Bennett is surprised to see her here. It does match her story.
Mm-hmm.
But you said she's got brown hair. Well, first of all, I think Bennett is the condition he's got is definitely frightened because despite trying to channel his inner father, he's not good at breaking rules, and he's quite nervous. And so I think he does want to keep looking, or there's nothing in that picture of Tusker that's like of that blue or that bioluminescent sort of.
No. Yes, you can see she's standing on a bridge over a canal, and the blood's dripping down her arm, and you can see it dripping into the water.
Yeah.
But there's no blue in the painting, which actually isn't astounding because there wasn't that much blue paint back in those days. It was really hugely expensive. And even though it might have been a master who painted it, and you kind of look at the plaque and go, oh, okay. And it is a bit of a master who painted it. And certainly much more recently than 1379. But no, there's no blue in here, certainly no blue water.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he wants to. I think I'm going to continue trying to look around. He's sort of got a hunch about this red hair. He's like clung onto it, and so I think not seeing that, he's going to keep going.
Yep. You keep going, and you step out of the council room, and you step through a couple more corridors, and while you initially were very successful in your act of being a man who's got places to be and things to do, after a while it gets a bit stale. And this junior clerk steps up to you, and he's a junior. He's like barely out of school. He's got spots on his face. His hair's cut short. His collar is high starched, and he's wearing a white shirt with the bands across the arms, a vest, and a little pocket watch, but it's a cheap one. Pinstripe pants, and you pick him. He's a clerk, and he comes up to you and goes, "Can I help you? You seem lost, sir."
Actually, yes, you can help me. I'm looking for a portrait that's meant to be here of Eleanor Grimani.
Oh, are you from Councillor Caspetti's office?
Yes, obviously. Look, I do have to be somewhere, so if you could just direct me, channel my inner Agatha.
No, yes. His clerk said there was someone coming down with a request. I wasn't expecting that request, and he has this very puzzled expression, but he's like, "Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about." And it'll take you through a couple more corridors, and you'll come up to another room. It's not quite a council room. It's a bit small, more like a small conference room. And again, there's beautiful pictures all on the walls, and they kind of compete for space amongst all the freezers and the beautiful decorations. And this young man walks up and goes, "Is this the one you're after?" It's a small picture, and sure enough, you recognize the setting immediately. It's St. Mark's Square. You see a man in 16th century finery, and you see him standing over a woman who is on her knees in the plaza. Her hands are up imploringly, and he's got his silver sword swinging back to ostensibly strike her. Her hair is a glorious shade of red. Yes, you can do that.
I snatch the portrait off the wall and run.
No, you do not snatch the portrait off the wall.
No, I think he actually, he sort of just like mutters half to himself, just like, oh, it's barbaric. And then he sort of turns to the clerk and he says, "Do you know what happened to her body?"
He gives you a shrug. I don't know.
Is there anyone working here who may know? Historian, perhaps? The caretaker?
Historian. You'll have to go to the probably Department of History at the university.
Yeah.
What did the council want with this anyway?
I'm going to ignore him.
I want to see tap dance, damn it.
Yeah, I just want to take in a couple more details. I guess about the guy. Is there anything noteworthy about his weapon, his sword?
It's a type of sword called a spada, so it's like a long sword, but a thinner version, worn by Italian nobility back in the day. Easy to wield. It looks like a well-crafted sword, really. You can see the detail painted into the painting itself, and you can see that it was very well done. It's a silver sword, the way it catches and glints in the sunlight, from what you can see.
I think I'll just say to the clerk, when this occurred, his act was deemed lawful, and I think that's an important thing to remember, that legality does not equal morality. And then as if that answers his question, I'm then going to leave.
You've gone deep, man. You've gone real deep.
Yeah.
This poor clerk has got no idea. He's like, yeah, sure. Ciao.
I think I've got enough to go back to the villa with. Although I think I will when I go to the square. I guess I'll try to find like the spot, just to sort of where the painting was done, just to sort of take a look at the surroundings from there.
Well, it's pretty much right at the edge of the canal. As a viewer of the painting, it was positioned in such a way that while Elena and her husband were at the edge of the canal, they were centre stage of the square building around the piazza itself. So you can stand there. Whether it actually occurred here, you don't know if that was real or just artistic license to show off all the finery and, the cathedral and the palazzo and all that fun stuff. So you can stand there. Absolutely. That's not difficult to do.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to head back to the villa.
Okay. You head back to the villa. While you're doing that, Sharon, have you got your dice roll ready?
I do.
Go on, give it to me. No successes.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay, we're gonna push it. Sweet.
And I find nothing.
Oh no.
I have a really, really bad headache.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you do. Severino, you want to help?
So what, learning?
Yes.
Right.
On ghosts. Wow.
Not.
It's snake eyes. That's impressive. That's 3 1s. That's pretty good.
He had the condition angry because he's like, what's taking so long? Where's the doctor? What's going on? He's impatient and he's not really focused on what he's reading, so that's why.
Fair enough. Okay. So you don't get the information on ghosts. That's fine. We'll deal with that. Dr. Bennett, you arrive back at the villa probably in about half an hour. It's not quite dark, but dusk is starting to fall. And you all come together. Oh, by the way, once you do get together and you discuss everything, you all get one roll with a +2 because you're prepared for this. So if you want to use this knowledge that you've gathered, you can give yourself a +2 to any one dice roll. Make sense?
Yes.
One time only. Don't say I don't give you anything. I'm very benevolent.
Yeah. So when Bennett turns, he will. I can't actually remember if he's shared this or not, but if he hadn't already, he will share the story of Elena and the matching portrait that he found in the palace. And yeah, he'll basically say, I believe it's her.
Yeah, well, Severino said, look, you heard this song, and I think it matches what you're saying, and you reel off as much of it as you can.
Yeah, but like, of course, that fits perfectly. The question is now, what exactly is to be done with it? And Bennett will say, like, do we know when the next full moon is?
And that would be tonight.
Oh, that's sooner than anticipated.
We can wait a month. If you really want, we can wait another month. That's fine.
And risk another murder, you random disembodied voice? No.
We got Sage and Rue from the kitchen garden thing, didn't we?
We did.
Right, jolly good. I've got a silver blade because I got a silver knife before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that'll do or whether it's got to be like the husband's one. But, you only live once.
Because you'll either survive or you'll die.
I mean, have you ever tried to track down the sword of a man from 400 years ago?
No, strangely, I have not.
And if tonight we do not succeed, well, hopefully at least we can prevent another death and be more prepared next month.
Yes, if we have any more time. Because I think Bennett would say this, I don't think he wants to kill her or destroy her in the sense that, he's repeating this story and now he's seen it in this painting. And he's like, she's, a victim of a cruel system and a cruel world. And he's sort of thinking about the puppet and how the way we stopped the puppet was sort of destroying the body. We trapped it or something like that. I can't remember. So he feels that her body might be the key to resolving this more peacefully. But to track that down, we need to head to the university. And
hang on, if that was 400 years ago, the body wouldn't still be around. You're the doctor. That doesn't make sense.
Well,
yeah,
the
we're fighting ghosts.
Egyptians, well, no, he would. Yeah, I mean, he sort of. This is the bit that I don't. We are now exiting my realm of knowledge here, but if anything remains, perhaps there's a connection. Again, he repeats the part of the story about where the husband was forced to carry her body all the way to Rome and back. And he did, according to the story, he did come back with the body. So it should be in Venice somewhere and in quite a state, yes. But I don't know. The bones might still be around. Do they last? How long do bones last?
A very, very long time.
Yeah. So
I'm going to tell you one thing about European burial customs, and this is a bit weird. You die, unless you're someone very famous who gets to stay there, you stay in your hole for about 25 years. Then they dig you up and stick you in an ossuary complex.
Yep. You take up less room, and by then you're just bones and
sometimes they go into mass complexes, so they just get thrown all in there in one big go. So
I'm looking for a bone in a bone stack. Well, let's just shank her with a silver knife then. That all sounds too difficult. No, he doesn't say that.
I know he doesn't say it, but Jim says it.
Jim definitely does say it. Yeah, it's far too big of a task for a few hours before the evening anyway, so we'll see what tonight brings. So do we have a single silver weapon?
Yeah, I've got a silver blade.
And
I
some
got one
herbs,
before.
Some herbs.
I'm wondering if I have to like, well, not necessarily me, but someone has to stab her with a silver weapon. They'll then return to their corpse, and then we put like the sage and rue on the corpse to like allow her to let go and go to, whatever afterlife.
It says if we don't have rue and sage, we will hear her cry.
Yeah, we got that, so that's fine. It is a full moon, so that's fine. Agatha suggested you two have sage and rue, and I don't, so I'll be the target, distraction, guinea pig, whatever you want to call it.
Aren't you the one with the blade?
Semantics.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Let me just read the bit about where you get mesmerized into walking into the water.
Well, I'm happy for Agatha to knock me out if things go bad. That's okay.
I mean, I don't. As a doctor, I don't condone any of this as a plan.
How do you feel about researching ghosts?
Yeah.
Isn't it already dark though?
I'm still researching.
And all we need to do for tonight is prevent anyone else being dragged into the water.
Let's just turn Venice into one big teapot and just throw rue and sage everywhere. Gives you another month.
I'm not seeing a problem with that.
Yeah, I'll give you a learning roll. Let's see if you can find stuff about ghosts that may help or may hinder.
I mean, we can at least give the working girls posies.
Yeah.
The doctor should. He has a working relationship with them already, I think.
I am having a cold evening for Bennett.
Ah.
I do suck. Let me be the one hypnotized into the water.
Only Agatha can save us now. If you believe in Agatha, clap 3 times.
She's got quite a very, very strong headache because, she obviously needs glasses.
Of scotch.
What's to say, that the old age is catching up with you. All right. I'll give you guys a few hours to relax and get rid of your stress. If you want, I'll let you get rid of one thing of stress.
Yes.
Definitely going to be doing that.
Because I'm not an evil person.
You sure now?
Yes, I am breaking a few Vaesen rules. So, yeah.
I guess we'll have a light dinner or something to fortify ourselves a bit.
Yeah.
And we need the breaking of rules because we roll so badly.
Terrible.
I thought I was haunted and cursed, but no. You guys are equally on the same shit level.
Yep.
Okay. So, yes, you do have a light repast. I mean, you're about to go into probably your first proper battle, and, your stomach's a bit not tense and knotted, and this is for reals. This thing will kill us if it can. Oh. At least that other puppet was just messing with you. This thing will kill you.
It still hurt. It screamed at us.
Completely stripped the kitchen garden of rue and sage. So, sorry, Artemisia. Nice little posies with a bit of fine silk ribbon.
Yep. Actually, the pixies will help you gather it all up and tie the ribbons around it. They are industrious little things.
Yes. Every person that we run into tonight is
just poof, sage and rue shoved in their face.
Yeah, they're going to get a
blessings on you. Blessings on you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's gonna be
Yeah, you do that. So you go out with your baskets of sage and rue and you start bequeathing these little bouquets out to
might put like a little actual flowers in them as well as the sage and rue, so it doesn't look so suspicious. It'll just be like a nice
So you're not only going to devastate the herb garden, you're also going to take out Artemisia's flower garden. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
well,
are.
some hemlock
It's
and
for a good
belladonna
cause.
and nice stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get all that organized and you start going out and disseminating that to all the people you come across. And as you're walking through the city at night, the breeze shifts direction. So you normally comes off the lagoon itself, so it's a wet, slightly warm, wet, but now as it comes from the north, it's chilling. It's got the whiff of snow on it. It's that sort of bone-biting, chilly wind, and it's not galing, but it's enough to make things a bit uncomfortable. And yes, you're walking through the city streets, and it's kind of emptying because it isn't quite so pleasant to be out there at this time of night. And the hours tick by. So who's got a bouquet, dare I ask? And who doesn't?
I do not.
You do not. Do you stay together?
Yeah,
Yes.
because we need to.
I will need to be rescued, so yes.
Yes, we might walk like always within visual distance. So if he starts going
I would
and
also
looking into
say
the lagoon,
Bennett, because there's been quite a lot of talk of shadows, Bennett has a lantern for this to keep us illuminated.
Yeah. Okay. So it's night. It's not foggy because you've got that wind blowing, but things are starting to get that little bit of creepy sense, and it's that sort of witching hour of the night. There's not many people around, very rarely. You three are walking through the streets, lingering by the canals. Severino, you're several steps ahead of Agatha and Theodore, but not too far apart that should something happen, they can't come to your assistance. And you guys follow the path of the Grand Canal and you loiter around MS Square. Severino, you start to hear the sound of soft sobbing.
I'll say, this way. I'm not waiting for them, I'm just heading in that direction.
You're heading in that direction, yeah. And you start to head off where you think that voice is coming from. Agatha and Theodore, you don't hear it. You're immune to this noise. Severino, you follow your ears. And give me an observation, please, as you come up towards the edge of the canal. You don't see a bloody thing. Okay, no, that's cool. We can still roll with this. So you hear this crying and it gets louder and louder and it overwhelms you. It pulls you towards it. It makes you stop thinking for yourself. All you want to do is see where this is coming from.
Because I'm thinking, where's this algae? I can't see the algae. What the hell is this noise coming from? And I'm sort of leaning further towards the canal.
So, several steps behind, Agatha and Theodore, can I please get you to roll an observation for me?
one success.
Wow. Bennett, you can't hear the crying and you see nothing out of the ordinary. Agatha, you start to see a tinge of blue glowing up out of the water itself. Severino, you get closer to the edge. Pulled, lulled, drawn in. So as you stand over the water, you see this woman with red hair just under the surface of the water.
Yeah, she's obviously drowning. I try and grab her and pull her out.
Yep.
Oh my god.
When Agatha started to see the strange blue mist, she's sped up her walk.
That's okay. Can I get Agatha and Theodore to roll a fear test for me, please. So roll logic or empathy. Severino, you're not going to do it because you are entranced by this Vaesen.
One success.
Okay, Agatha gets one success, so you aren't affected by the fear test. Theodore, can you please roll me a 1d6?
I mean, that feels like the worst possible option. Then,
No. That just means you're affected for one round, and you can either flee, freeze, faint, or attack. And what would you viscerally do if you're frightened witless?
I think Bennett he's a freezer for sure.
He's a freezer. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. You freeze into position for a round. So can I please get everyone to roll a 1d10? S'il vous plaît.
Did we roll excellent or awful just then? I feel like we rolled awful.
No,
That
you
didn't
actually
work. Roll.
So is that who rolled the 10? Was that you, Jim?
We both rolled 10. Me and Blake rolled 10.
Oh, you did too.
I rolled an 8, so
10, Agatha, 8. So I go first. Sweet. Okay, so this is what happens. Dun, dun, dun. Severino, you lean over the water and you go to rescue this lady.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame you didn't know a little bit more about ghosts. She surges up and she wraps her arms around you
Oh, hug time.
and pulls you down
Bugger.
into the water.
Hmm.
And you, sir, are drowning. Let's see if that's what she's going to do. Let's see if I can.
I will point out I have combat training. I've got +2 to close combat and force when parrying. So once I realise I'm under attack, but before that point,
You have to try and break her control. Oh, let's see. 1 6, 2 6s. And you don't get a chance to pull out because you're in her grasp. So yes, she pulls you under the water. So you only have a certain number of rounds before you have to breathe or die. Okay, Agatha, you're next.
He is going to lay on the edge of the canal because the good doctor is frozen and Severino has been pulled in. And she's going to try and grab Severino. And yeah, I only get one action this time, don't I? So I think keeping Severino's head above the water is step one.
Sure. So how about,
Okay.
give me a horse check, both of you.
I don't want to pile on to what's already going horrendously wrong. But do I have mental conditions now because of the terrified?
Yes, it would be.
Great.
And you only rolled a 1, so you're good. So you're only frozen for this one round of actions.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, Agatha first.
Because I am totally strong.
Mm-mm. Not successful.
did you want to
Pretty
use that
simply.
+2 now?
That +2 might be helpful. Yeah.
Did I do my research roll immediately after you said you could add +2 if you wanted?
No.
It's before you said that. That's good. I
Yes.
feel less stupid for not even considering to add the +2 to that.
Oh.
I should have pushed it.
It's okay. No, that's okay. You keep trying to grab him, but he just keeps slipping from your grasp. Whatever's holding him, it's tight. But it's not, you kind of get the sense it's not just her hands holding him. Her hair has wrapped around him. Her clothes have wrapped around him. Everything is swirling around him, just grabbing him in a vice-like grip, and it's not letting him go. So you are trying with all your might, but at the moment, you're not having much success. Severino, you're next.
Am I aware I'm under attack, or do I still think, she's drowning, or?
No, you can't hear her cry anymore. You're underwater, so you are,
Okay.
you're being...
Now I'm trying to get away. So close combat, I guess, to
Yes.
try and get out of her hair.
Yeah. With the
Let's try
pun.
this now. Oh, I get +2 as well. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll just go. Hang on.
I've got 2 successes.
6. 1 success. If it's 6s.
1 success. Yep, I got 2. So your awareness comes back to you, and that little brain of yours going, oh shit, I need air. And you start thrashing around trying to break free, but not successful on this account. Jim, you are frozen. Make like a statue and freeze. It's me. I'm just continuing to hold.
Okay, so grabbing him hasn't worked. I am going to try to appeal to Elena.
What are you going to say?
Elena, dear, come out of the water, please. What do I roll? Manipulation?
Yeah, try it.
No, 1 success.
As you do that and you launch your heartfelt plea to the water, suddenly with a great splash, this woman pulls herself out. Why do you seek forgiveness? Why do you seek to save his life? He's mine.
No, my dear, we seek to save yours.
I am lost, forsaken.
You need not be.
And what could you offer me?
Warmth and a home.
Throws her head back and laughs, and it's this bitter and twisted laugh. I got shunned from my home. I got cast into the cold. There is nothing I want from you.
This cannot be much of an existence, my dear. Would it not be nicer to be warm and comfortable and safe?
And she looks at you and splashes back into the water. Agatha, give me an observation, please.
Nope.
Nope.
We are rolling awful tonight. Just really.
Oh, I always roll like this.
Okay. So, Agatha, you have tried to implore to this spirit. You've tried to get her to release Severin, who you can quite clearly see is drowning. And behind you, you get the impression that someone's coming up. But because your observation roll sucked, you don't realise he's there until he's right behind you, and you kind of jump out of your skin as you turned around and see a black middle-aged Arab male, and he's walking towards you as quickly as he can with his cane, and he's got a wicked limp, so he's kind of click, drag, click, drag, click, drag, and he's going, Spada! Use a Spada! And he waves his cane in the air in the manner of a sword. He's heading your way, but he's old, slow, and with a gimpy leg. It's going to take him a few rounds. Severino, force roll, please.
There we go. Blah, 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 blah. We need 6s. 1 success again.
Guess what?
Same.
You
Nope.
succeeded.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're actually able to somehow wrench an arm free, and you get your head up out of the water and you take a big mouthful of air. So I'll reset your drowning timer, shall I?
Yes, please.
Anything else you want to do other than breathing for your life?
I've still got my silver knife. Can I kind of slash it where she was in the water? It's not.
Next round.
It's not elegant, but he's just like, get away.
Next round. Yes, you can do an attack. Okay. Jim,
So
Theodore Bennett, kind of, you shake yourself free, especially when that elderly man, he kind of shakes you from your reverie, and you've got movement again. You've got your brain starts to kick into gear, and you can do stuff again.
I looked at the old man. I'm like, we don't have a blasted sword. Sort of. I mean, do I get the impression that his cane is a sword? You know, like this, like military sword canes. Can I do a
Yeah.
check to see?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me an observation or a learning, whatever's higher.
100% learning. I was gonna say, if I didn't get at least one success.
Yes, you do look at that cane he's got in his hand, and it is a wooden cane, but the pommel itself looks to be separate, and it looks like worked metal. It is very likely a sword cane.
Okay. This old man's probably better at melee fighting than me, but could I try to not take it, but would he give it to me? Like, I was like, give it to me.
Yep.
Alright.
Good.
I'm
He'll
then
throw it at you.
Yeah. I'm then gonna pull the blade, and I'm gonna say, Eleanor, it's me, your husband, Fusco Loredan. You know, I'm the one that you want. And point the blade towards it.
Ooh. Severino, you feel all that tension just letting you go as she pulls herself up out of the water and stands in front of you, Dr. Bennett. So
Yeah,
you've come back.
Uh,
Are you going to try and kill me again? Or are
No.
you seeking forgiveness?
neither. What I did to you is unforgivable. I just want to help you rest.
And she kind of... Oscar, you knew I would never betray you. Why did you listen to them say that I did?
Because it's easy to let bad, toxic people poison your mind.
I don't want to say it's manipulation, but it kind of is. It's between manipulation and empathy.
Well, I'll put you out of your agony. They're both equally going to be awful. The same exact awful roles. So you can.
You give me an awful roll. Let's see how we go.
This is definitely going to be my +2 roll. So empathy is that. So let's roll 1 success.
And she looks at you and her face softens. And she's just... You know I loved you, Oscar. Why would you hurt me so? I
Because
trusted you. You betrayed me. Don't you love me anymore?
I do. I carried you all the way to Rome and back, trying to make up for the mistake I'd made.
If you had the chance to do it again, what would you do?
I would trust you, and I'll drop the blade.
She stands up right in front of you, and you feel her hair wrapping around you, and her arms and her clothing wrap around you. Do you love me so?
And Bennett is terrified. Well, all of these interactions just Bennett being terrified around women, but for a different reason this time, to be fair. Because he does not want to go into that water. But he will say, it's been hundreds of years and my love hasn't changed one bit.
Then kiss me.
Oh god. Alright, he goes for it. He's going in.
You lean into the kiss and she holds you tight, and you can smell that lovely fishy odor that seems to herald her arrival, and blue water is dripping down your clothing. And she definitely kisses you back. She goes, I'll be waiting for you. And then peacefully she slides away into the water. The blue sparkles fade away. She's gone.
And Bennett is going straight for I mean, does it look like they're Severino and Agatha are able to get out of the water?
Well, Agatha's not in the water. She's lying down alongside you.
Yeah.
And Severino is bobbing in the canal. He's certainly free. He's not being held down. He's not fighting for his life. He's not drowning.
Then Bennett is backstepping from the water, as far as he can get until he feels like a surface behind him. That's how far back he wants to go. And then he's just gonna start, shaking, basically.
Freaking the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Severino, you're free.
I'll get out of the canal.
I can't imagine why. So yeah, you haul your wet, trippy self out of the canal, and you're lying alongside Agatha, getting your breath back because, hey, she held you under the water for a little while. And when you're fighting, you suck up all your oxygen, so...
Yeah, just get my breath back and look around, and I'll sort of keep an eye on the doctor.
The elderly gentleman finally gets up to you. Ah, you're okay, I see. You handled that well.
It was a nice night for a swim.
Yes, apparently so. And he scoots down and picks up his cane and writes himself back up. Still not totally prepared, but a good effort. I commend you both. I commend you all three of you.
Mostly the doctor on this occasion, I think, and I'll help Agatha up.
Sorry, both me and Bennett blanked out for a second there. Did the old man say what his name was, or no?
Did anyone ask you?
No, not yet.
No, we're still writing ourselves in.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bennett is not gonna. He's not there yet.
You've been looking for us, or perhaps the lady in the water?
Keeping an eye on everything.
An associate of what's her name? I forgot.
Anna La Rosa.
Yes.
He gives you a little smile.
Bennett down team.
He nods and smiles. You did well tonight. Did very well. You should be proud of yourselves. And I think that's the last we'll see of Signora Grimani. Go home, get warm, get dressed. It's cold. You, sir, he looks at you, Severino. Get yourself warm. The waters are cold this time of year.
We'll just look at him and say, even if it was only one life, it still would have been worth it.
You were brave.
Have a good night. And start making his way back to the villa.
I do believe our good doctor is in need of a rather large brandy.
At this point, Bennett is pushing himself to his feet, and he's like, "I'm," and he's like, not like, he's like, "I'm fine," but and he sort of turns to the man. He said, "How do you know? How do you know she won't come back?"
You know the difference between breaking a Vaesen and stopping them permanently?
I thought it's obvious from our conduct this evening that we know absolutely nothing.
Had you struck her with the spada,
You would have saved your friend's life, but
You would have broken her, but she would have returned next month, the next full moon. But you, young doctor, because you spoke to her, because you appealed to her humanity, you fixed her wounded heart. She no longer has the vengeance or the drive to bring others into the deep with her. You have not destroyed her, but you've allowed her to move on. That is the difference. Easy to break a Vaesen, much harder to stop them permanently. You have stopped her. I don't think Elena will be back any longer.
I think he would just say, I hope you're right, both for the sake of the victims and for her as well. And then I think he wants to get the F away from all of this. Say he's gonna, can you say, yeah, thank you, and he's heading back to the villa.
Buona serata. You hear that voice calling after you as you'll trip back to the villa. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Hope everyone enjoyed that and had some fun. We've still got a few things to wrap up, but we will get there. Thank you to our listeners, and we'll see you next week for another install of Vaesen Beneath the Masks. Good night.